対流に寄り添って
Alright guys, it's Braden.
I'm Ryan.
I'm not Ryan or Braden, I'm Justin.
Perfect. And we are here to tell you that it wasn't a phase. And I'm not taking out the fucking trash.
Fuck that trash.
Yeah, you're not my fucking dad.
Alright. Anyway, today we are here talking about Odd Taxi. If you haven't seen it, but start and preface this whole fucking thing, we are spoiling the ending. It's happening. I'm talking about it. I don't care.
That's true. If you haven't watched it, like you don't want to know, we will let you know, like stop listening now, and we will try to drag this out as far as possible before giving the ending.
Correct.
But you have to have the ending.
Yeah.
Watch the show either way.
Going forward, that's pretty much how most leaks, or not leaks, sorry.
Just
that's how
reviews.
Spoilers are going to go. No,
Yeah.
That's how spoilers are going to go, because I don't even consider these reviews. We're talking about this as a whole. I think it makes sense to be able to voice my entire opinion on the show.
You're right.
Whatever
You're
it
right.
is.
You're right.
And I'm not going to like sugarcoat something for somebody if they haven't watched Naruto because it's 15 years old. Or what, you know what I
Okay,
mean? Like,
fair,
I'm not
fair.
gonna sit here and like spoil the end of Akira or wait. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
Watch it.
I get what you mean.
Watch it.
You should have watched it.
Should have watched
if
it.
If you haven't watched it, you're watching us. Well, if you don't want the spoiler, you're gonna watch it. Turn it off. You're an adult.
Correct.
You know what though? It is about a taxi and an odd taxi.
An odd
at that.
taxi.
Fucking strange cabbie, man.
Where would we start this? Our main man Otakawa. That's your main character.
The walrus.
The walrus.
The
Yes,
walrus.
the walrus.
The walrus.
So he's a taxi driver, pretty average guy. It starts out he's listening to.
He's listening to Homo Sapiens,
which is a comedy group that he listens to on the radio.
Like a little comedy, radio show kind of thing. And it's, I mean, they're hit and miss. They get some fan mail, they get some hate mail. You know, it'd be like that.
And that's a real good. Who's his first passenger?
It's the gorilla, right?
No, not the gorilla.
I'm telling
the
you.
hippo.
No, it's
The
not the
hippo.
hippo.
I'm telling you, it's the doctor first.
Does he?
The
Yeah.
the
Because
gorilla
he gets
is
in,
first.
he gets
the
in,
gorilla
and
is
then
first.
he's like, "Hey, Otakawa, how do you see me?" And then he just looks at him. He's like, "Yo, dude, you're just a gorilla."
No, that's a. He says that you don't see me, or how do you see me part at the when he's getting his checkup.
No, dude,
I'm
telling you,
almost
it was in the
positive.
cab.
One sec, we're checking. All right, fact check, real quick in the middle.
Hard fact check.
Real quick in the middle.
But, side note, besides his first fucking passenger, there's a good amount of passengers. The whole story
Oh yeah.
circles around the passengers and God, how this guy gets just wrapped up in some shit. Real talk, and we're not even including what he's got in his closet.
I mean, you know,
So,
something's there. You'll find out. We all found out.
we all
You'll get
did
it.
find out.
We're
gonna talk about it.
Yep.
So was I right or what?
One sec.
You're okay.
Trying to do
All
it
right.
on there is a little senseless.
That's-
Because I
gotcha.
realized that I'm like blocking the screen or some nonsense. Okay.
All right. Well, but yeah. So I mean,
Well, I'm fact checking. You guys continue.
all right. So to carry on, basically there's a good handful of characters in this. Like it's honestly got a pretty decent sized cast, and it's genuinely just like a well told story. How I would describe it is kind of like a mystery / slice of life kind of thing.
I'd say true crime.
You think it's like true crime?
I would
Alright.
feel it's more like true crime because you got to think later on you're figuring out there's murder, you're figuring out there's mob bosses, and there's underground rings of prostitution or
No,
whatnot. I
okay.
guess
It's
would
the
you
hippo.
call it prostitution?
Is it the
It's the
hippo? Man.
That's who he. That's
On top of some social
What's
media
his name
guys, and it's just crazy how life kind of turns out to be
Kurosawa.
what it is.
That's right.
Yeah, Kabasawa. That's the first one he picks up. That's his. It's a little hype beast hippo is what I like to call him. Because he just.
Nah, he's
not even a
trying to-
hype, but he's just like a social justice warrior on Twitter.
No.
But
he's
at that
fake,
point,
though.
he
He's so
doesn't know what
fake.
he's trying to do.
Yeah. but
At
that's what
that
he
point,
turns
he's
into.
trying to figure out how to go viral.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a spotlight
trying to
chaser. Dude,
pop
he's a
off.
spotlight chaser.
Yeah, and he ends up taking.
Oh, it's definitely got a lot of threads.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
Yeah,
go for it.
lots of threads.
Something that is honestly like super cool about
I'm
this
good.
show too is
He's
genuine.
good.
Like that the whole fucking thing, it all just wraps it up too. It will. You every question you have, it's gonna tell you in the end.
Okay, so
You're
let's
right.
Get, let's get
You're
back
right.
on. Let's get back on track though. So you get his first little interaction is with this hippo who's trying to get big on the internet, and he wants to hear this dude's life story, and he's asking if the taxi driver has any interesting stories to tell, any interesting anything. And is kind of trying to fish for something because he's looking for a good anything interesting to pep his life up and to get him more popular.
Swabs.
And it kind of, their first meeting doesn't really do much. Like him and Kamamatsu
No,
the first time.
because when he
But
first meets him, he takes the picture.
He takes a selfie with him, and oddly enough, for some reason, having him in the
leading into.
so what's in the background of the selfie?
So there's Dabu. He's this monkey, gangster monkey.
Gangster.
And he's wanted, obviously, cops want him for
all
various,
kinds of shit.
yeah,
He's
various
in the Yakuza.
crimes.
In the Yakuza.
And it kind of turns into Hippo Boy's
His like that
main
his
thing.
epithet. Like
Yeah,
he
that's
turns
what he
into,
goes viral for.
I'm gonna catch Dobu. That's pretty much where his storyline goes. He after this picture gets up, he gains a lot of followers, and then
I don't think he becomes a narcissist. Until, okay, well, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Whole time.
Okay, pause. We're gonna talk about my favorite scene with him really quick.
Read that comment.
What is it? He just wants to be famous. He's a little narcissist. Yeah, yeah. For me,
In the beginning, he was
He-
trying to be popular like his friends.
dude. Yeah, at first, and then he turns into like
A
this
psychopath.
not even a psychopath. I feel like even that is this wannabe tortured artist thing. Because he just like, it's so played out the way that he so the scene we're talking about, later on, he gets,
The hippo becomes famous.
He does kind of pop off on the internet, gains a lot of traction, and then he starts, most of what he does is, trying to find out if Dobu's done this crime. And he pretty much like just free will links most crimes that.
But I mean, honestly, he's mostly just trying to link it all to Dobu.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all
He's
there really
picking all
is
these
to
other
it.
crimes and trying to link all this shit to Dobu, and he's on the internet just really pandering about how he's gonna
catch Dobu in the act and bring justice. No, you're good. Dabs first, my friend.
thank you.
So,
Help your friends out.
Yo, boys, don't forget to
the
dab it
whole
up.
mystery of this show, though, is about a missing idol. And the reason why Otakawa is so important is because the last person to see her alive was Otakawa. He was the last person to transport her to her residence, I'm assuming.
Studio.
Studio. Last
Studio.
person to the studio.
So you also technically don't hear that it's the idol yet. At the beginning, they talk about a missing high school girl.
A missing girl. Okay.
You're good. And Justin's gonna go take a run real quick. He'll be right back.
Be back at 2 seconds.
We're gonna continue this guy real quick though. So pretty much what that ends up being is there's a missing high school girl, and everybody is searching for her or whatever. You see Otakawa go back to his house, and as he's listening to this, they're on the radio or the news or something, he's listening to them talking about this girl.
The missing girl.
He's talking to something
something
in his room.
in the closet?
Yeah,
In the closet.
he
And
has
he's not
something-
holding them hostage. They can go free
Yeah, that's what he's.
whenever they want. He doesn't know why they're there or why they're staying.
So it starts this thread on you trying to. You're thinking about maybe does Otakawa have this girl? Did she run away? My
why my whole
first thought-
thing was she was hiding in the closet and he didn't want to turn her in because
Correct,
she was
because she
being
was running
abused
away
in some sort
Yeah,
of way.
she was running from from whatever.
Yeah,
Because you're right, you don't know her. You don't know the idol yet.
she's missing. So like,
You're not sure
and
what
they
has
do
happened.
give you the idea she is in the closet.
Yeah, for a second you think that whatever this person that he's talking to is in the closet.
And he's a nice guy. Otakawa is not a he's
he's a
he's
very
not a,
like,
he's a nice guy.
mild-mannered, very
Off topic, but did you guys give Goku dolls an overall crafting?
overall crafting.
Oh, overall rating. Sorry.
Rating. We can do that real
Ooh.
quick. What do you rank Goku dolls real quick? We're gonna interject on this odd taxi bit.
Out of what?
I,
What do you mean?
Are we doing
10,
1 out of 5 and 1 out of 10?
10.
Oh,
Gotta
okay.
give
Well,
it you can even do a 0.5 if you want, bro. I don't care. I'll give it a 7.2.
I was thinking more around the 8s. I was giving
Okay,
it a solid
okay.
8. I'll give it an 8.
An 8.
It's
flat.
got 8 flat.
Brain's a
shock factor.
7.2, dude. Ryan's got an 8. Where are we at, Justin?
honestly, I'm like 7 or 8.
So
or 8?
7.5.
Okay, all right, so
We'll
we're
give
gonna,
Justin a 7.5.
We're gonna toss it up and just say we're about a 7.5.
On average.
On
7.5.
average, about a 7.5.
Ways that it could have been improved. Little more plot, actually.
There you go.
All right.
That's
So,
not bad.
Sorry about that.
we got it going.
We're gonna figure out why the fuck the camera does that all the time.
But until then, you're just gonna have to fucking deal with it.
Okay.
That being said,
Back to Odd Taxi. Where were we?
we were actually talking
Actually, we
about
were finishing the
dolls.
Goku doll thing. Yeah, so that's pretty much the rates, but we can definitely jump back into Odd Taxi so that way we don't get too far off topic. Where were we at? Now, introduce Kakihana, right? That's Otakawa's best friend.
Yeah,
He's pretty quick.
yeah. He's the monkey one.
He's his
He's
monkey
the
best
monkey.
friend.
Yeah.
This dude's usually talking to, he definitely sees that Otakawa's just an average dude and kind of talks, not down to him, but is like, hey, we're both in this shit show together, like, we're both half-ass dudes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
His story doesn't really take off very quick. It's
No.
just introduction with him at the beginning. You kind of find out their
Kakihana?
friendship.
Yeah, it's just Otakawa's one friend.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
in a
his one
sense,
decent
it's his
friend,
one
yeah.
friend. Like,
Besides his doctor and his doctor's nurse.
but I wouldn't even say the doctor's his friend. It's like
No,
a
I would
professional
totally
relationship.
say that they're
he's his
friends.
friend. He went
They
really
become
hard.
friends later.
No, well, like, it's because he always kind of saw him as like an interest slash kind of like, you know what, this guy's, I kind of want to be.
Want to be his friend.
Yeah.
Then why try and get him to go to a different clinic so many times?
That's true. That's true.
Like, realistically.
Just because he was, he probably was just like, you know what, man, if you don't feel like you're getting
And
out, I
then-
at least want you to go somewhere you feel like you do want to get out, or you are getting out. That's how I saw it.
Okay. Okay.
And what about the chick, the llama? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with
Alpaca.
names. Yeah, alpaca.
That's gonna be Shirakawa.
Thank you.
She's the alpaca who knows Capywara. A nice.
Don't
Yeah,
fuck with
Capywara.
Capywara.
Don't fuck with
the fucking
Capywara.
fighting dance.
Dancing fight
I'll be
moves from
honest,
Brazil?
Capywara is
Oh.
key to this story, and you wouldn't know it.
Bro, but yeah, nah,
it is what it is.
he even clowns on her the first time. Who would take the time to learn Capywara?
Right.
Capywara. It's in his top 3 things of why people would do
So,
something.
so he meets Shirakawa at his doctor's office. He's getting evaluated. His doctor. Now, okay, that's the first scene I want to talk about something.
Okay.
That is the first hint to the end.
Oh, when the doctor asks,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not gonna say, okay, so we're just gonna talk about this for a second. Doctor asks him, "What do I look like to you?" And he tells him he looks like a gorilla, because he's a gorilla, right?
Yeah.
That comes
Yeah.
up. That's the first hint.
You look
to
like
the-
you
to
look
the
like a
end.
gorilla, and he's like, "Well, you're right."
That is the
Like,
first
I
hint
mean-
at the whole end of the show. So, kind of segueing on to the next part, you actually end up meeting the Homo sapiens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
you
their
do.
car.
They end up
And it's a
hopping in
giraffe
this
and
taxi.
a warthog.
And a warthog.
Yep.
And what it is that the giraffe in their
They're
comedy.
straight guy.
They're straight guy.
They're straight guy.
He's very he's average. He's not even like really having the comedy thing. He's not very good at
I
it.
feel like
he's not even
neither of
that
them
much
are
into
really
it.
good
at it.
But the other guy.
The other guy's passionate about
yeah,
comedy.
like
he
he
wants
was-
to do it.
He
Does that
wanted
mean
this
he's
to
good
go.
at it?
I think.
I feel like
think
if
he's good.
he had a partner that
Okay.
wanted to get
Do you know
into
who
it,
he is? Do you know
He
who
could
he
have
is?
had the high school kid.
Check me out. He's the fuck. What is his? It's not Nick Kroll. It's not Nick Kroll.
are you talking about like Hannibal and?
No. The guy who does all the roasts on Comedy Central.
Steve Carell.
No, if you can tell me right now who does the roasts on Comedy Central, what is his name? I cannot think of the man's. He hosts every roast that they do.
And he's like an older guy, right?
No, I
No?
can't think of his fucking name. Okay.
What's he in?
That's all he does.
Can't be all he's done.
Lorelei, if you are watching this, I need you to tell me who this is. You know who he is. Jeff Ross.
Oh.
Jeff Ross. The dude who does all the roasts. He is Jeff Ross. Think of that. All he wants to do is talk to shit. Yes. Yes. There we go.
Yes.
Okay. So Jeff Ross, yeah, he.
Okay, I can see that
He's
comparison.
just he just wants to roast people. That's if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So what they're having a problem with is they're getting they're in a comedy competition.
Yeah.
And they're getting like roasted. Like they have had some negative feedback on their acts. So much so that they have a kid who completely shreds them apart on
A
regular
high school
attention.
kid in so they are a radio host, and this high school kid gets on and just shreds them.
Like and it's through a note. He sends in some mail,
Yeah.
and it sucks because the warthog is like, oh, let's read some fan mail. Do you want to? And it backfires on him realistically because once they read it, it is not positive at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what though? It's the funny part is I feel like a lot of people are saying like whenever he's like kind of replying to that kid's messages, that's whenever they're funniest.
They are,
Correct.
yeah.
Correct.
When
Which
he's
is what makes
roasting
it
back,
funny.
yeah. When he's shooting shots back.
Now,
And he has someone who's actually giving him a back and
so-
forth kind of.
You're right. You're right. And I thought he should have went with the high
My
school
bad.
kid.
I agree.
We will get there, but yes,
Anywho, so the giraffe is a little taken away from everything. He seems like there's something in his life that is dragging him away
He actually
farther,
gets
and you figure that out later where the connection is, because
Yeah.
he's got a girlfriend. We'll put it there. We'll bring her up in a little bit.
Yeah.
So he is a little dragged away from his work. He does end up getting a call in those first couple of episodes because they want him on a talk show, but only him. They do not
they
want
don't
his
want his
warthog
partner.
buddy.
Yeah.
And so that kind of
You're
puts
right.
a rift in their group. They talk about quitting for a second, but nothing is actually done at the beginning. And that's kind of where their story starts out. They really don't actually add much to it besides the fact of who the...
Yeah, they're kind of like a stale comic
just
relief,
they're
and they're
just
not
at-
even really like a super big comic relief.
Yeah, they're on the
Yeah.
outside, but they definitely do tie in.
Yeah, they
So you end up, I think the next thing that
It's
actually
odd.
happens is
I think it's
it's either Dobu visiting Otakawa.
And Dobu
Or
does show
Dobu
up asking
or
for
she,
the.
well, we didn't really finish talking about
Shirakawa.
Yeah.
No, she's really where it comes in next because so Shirakawa ends up pretty much
like because her and Dobu tie in almost at like really
right at
close
the same
together.
time.
Yeah.
Right at the same time.
What's going on?
Hello,
How you
hello.
Red
doing?
team.
So they tie in definitely about at the same time. You're right, but Shirakawa's a little before him in the fact that she
becomes a love interest in
she
a
does
way.
she
totally becomes his love interest. He falls for the
check me
alpaca.
out here. Nah,
the
check me
walrus
out
and
here.
the alpaca.
She falls for him, and here's the best part of it: slickest move in the book. This woman goes, yeah, I do like this guy, right? They're talking about they're talking about dudes that or the people that they're into, and he goes, so do you have a guy that you're interested or something? Because she
Yeah.
asks him the question first, he kind of brushes it off, not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, oh no, I do have somebody I'm interested in, and he goes, oh, do you have a picture of him or something?
Yeah.
And this cold, smooth operator hands him her fucking cell phone, camera open to the face, so it's just him when he hands
Staring
it. Oh
at
my
himself.
And then he's just like
smoothest
Sends
operator.
right, he's like a little shook for a second right there.
I honestly think he doesn't believe it.
What is it?
Hey guys, it's Jacob. Can't stay. I'm at a family thing, but I love what y'all are doing here. Keep coming in, donating.
Appreciate you, fam.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
Thank you for
brother
stopping
Jake.
in.
Thanks for stopping in, man.
Jacob.
Appreciate you.
Oh yeah,
Whoop,
bro.
whoop.
But
Anywho,
yes,
Did you just get
that-
smooth.
yeah, super smooth. The
Oh,
best pickup
dude.
line. Like if you can't use it, you probably should. because it's
Shirakawa
smooth.
is definitely one of those that I'm like,
And he's
alright.
odd. Like, well, yeah.
He's just a stale guy. He's a stale guy.
He's a quiet.
Um,
He's an odd duck.
So after that, he
For
kind
those
of comes
reasons.
fluffing back in. You know, he's talking.
Good reasons.
He goes to this. Him and Kakihana end up going to this spa all the time together. So the first time that they show up at the spa, after their date, he kind of, you know, he's coming in there feeling pretty good because he went on a date with Shirakawa wants a date with him.
Shirakawa wants a date with
like
him
a real
now.
one.
Yes.
And so he's telling Kakihana this shit. Now Kakihana's real big thing is he is just looking for love.
Yep, dude, you just see him multiple times on his
Twitter,
phone.
on
Yeah,
Tinder,
but like
all that
he-
stuff.
He's not doing anything to build himself.
No, not at
So
all.
like
So
he
let me-
wants to be
let me
this
check you out.
bachelor
Bro, he's
superstar
just- I'll be real,
with
he's just a
no
simp.
ground.
100%
Super simp. Okay,
big
fair.
simp.
Oh,
It gets him in.
Bro, he's not just a monkey, he's a symbiont.
I don't know if we're supposed to use it on Twitch right now.
Got him!
I'm so sorry if we're not supposed to say that. I don't know. There was a thing a while ago where
On the
people
world
weren't supposed to say.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's
I don't
my
know.
bad, 100.
We'll see. We're good though. It's a crimp. Shrimp.
He's
What
a
a
straight
fucking
shrimp.
dude. Anywho.
That's a whoopsie.
That's a whoopsie. So,
Monetized.
yeah,
Anywho,
you got Kakihana, and he's over here just
No,
straight.
and so think of like think a dude who is lying on the internet. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
This dude is trying to catch up on Tinder.
He's a pretend
Gets a
sugar
date.
daddy.
Gets a date.
He's
right?
a pretend sugar
No,
daddy.
not even pretend, dude. This
Bro,
fool
he's a
stretches himself
splendor daddy.
thin.
He gets a good
date.
Straight up splendid
No, not
daddy.
even Splenda Sweet and Low, dude. This guy's
Hey,
cranked out.
he gets a date with an idol.
You're right. You're right.
He gets a date with an
No,
idol.
he does not.
I
That idol gets a date with him.
mean,
Yeah.
fair.
Fuck. All right, so check me out here. The other thing that's been kind of loosely weaved into this the whole time is there is a idol group called Mystery Kiss. This is in background, super background thing at the beginning. You don't really understand what it is. You meet a couple of the girls. Yuki. You have Nikaido, and I don't remember the other girl because she doesn't matter that bad.
She really doesn't.
She does.
Like,
She's
I
super
mean,
side character.
yeah, super side.
Super
character.
huge side character.
So you got two with the masks.
Well,
You have
and
two
but she's the
girls.
one who's the one.
You got the one. Nikaido's
She's
the
the
main
one who's running the.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're right. It is the other girl. What is her name? All right. Well, if anybody remembers the other girl's name,
She's a big part in
she's
that.
the one running the Badger games.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Oh, she is.
So. Pretty
Well, no,
much.
but she's in it.
She's in it.
Yeah.
She's in Mystery Kiss.
And we'll
now.
talk about who's running it later.
So there's one girl in Mystery Kiss. No mask. Two girls have to wear masks.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're at is the girl who has to wear masks. The Calico Cat, correct.
Yes.
So they're the girl who has to wear the mask is a little bit more popular than the other two. She makes a little bit more cash, sells more merch, just doing better. And the other girls are kind of, a little miffed about it.
We'll get more into it later
little
because
miffed.
there is more into it later.
Now you also meet you guys, the dude who's been watching them when there only was like 5 guys watching them. Eventually, thanks for being that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Real talk, though.
Yeah, thank you guys for being that
those
guy.
people.
Yep,
And
thanks for being our
hopefully
5.
we can
Or
turn
3,
into
I
a
don't
mystery
No, we
kiss
got
for
5
you.
right now.
Boom, you guys are wearing masks.
If we turn, no,
No, I'm
I
just
mean,
Right, I know. Show
Anyway.
first week no glasses. Second week for some reason I have glasses now.
Oh, that's true. Justin broke his eyes.
Yeah, well that
He
one.
got really.
he
Somebody
figured out his eyes were
Somebody
broken.
pushed back lunch, and
Bro,
You
you gotta
don't
see his
push
finger
back
though.
lunch.
He got so hungry at work, dude, because they pushed back lunch. He just right on there. That's why he's missing the
chomped on my
chop.
fingers. That's why I got these stitches.
Bro, yeah, he's just like you can't
Never
skip
put-
lunch, and
never
then you
s- you can't push back lunch. I don't think
blacked
we can
out,
actually do
took
that.
a bite.
Whole bite.
So
Stitches
back
with
to
it.
Mystery Kiss. Mystery Kiss. So you meet their super fan. His name is Shun. This dude literally is stretching himself as thin as it can
I
be.
mean, like,
Bro,
You know what, though?
he
He's
is.
making it work.
But he's
somehow.
the most positive character in my opinion.
Exactly.
You
You
can't
can't
push
push
back
back lunch.
Can't push back lunch.
So he is the most die-hard fan. He's working.
Bro, he knows
He's working double
everything.
shifts,
He knows
trying to
all-
buy
he's working
extra.
double shifts at this what would you call where he works at?
Bro, it's a club.
It's a
club.
nightclub.
It's a nightclub.
It's a nightclub.
You know, so he ends up that guy ends up being in Otakawa's cab.
Yep.
After he goes to this mystery kiss meeting.
Then
So
he asks
basically-
Otakawa.
yeah, and
he asked Otakawa a random question. Go ahead.
He asks Otakawa, name me 6 numbers, lottery numbers, if you could pick them. And Otakawa gives him 6 numbers.
6 random numbers.
6
Yeah.
random numbers.
Well, they mean something to him, I think, for a second, but it's not like he looks around or something and figures out the numbers.
Yeah.
And shit you not, this kid ends up winning the fucking lottery.
Yeah.
For a billy.
For
a billion.
the big one.
Like for a billion.
So
he wins the big one.
Yeah, so he ends up getting that, and it turns into a big thing. Everybody finds out.
Everybody. Well,
Because
because he
he's
posts
a
on the
dumbass.
internet. He takes his winning lottery
And posts
ticket,
the ticket.
and posts
Before
it
he
on
cashes it in.
Instagram
Yeah.
and says, "I won $1 billion."
Yes. So his
Now
whole
you got mob bosses after his ass.
Yeah, now you got
Bro,
you know,
all kinds of people
all
in
kinds
the
of-
you got
Yakuza.
people who want his money. So he ends up being really indebted to Otakawa.
Also, remember to hydrate.
Remember to hydrate, dude. But yeah, he becomes indebted to Otakawa, or he feels he is. So he ends up running into him at some point
Yeah.
and wanting to repay the favor. And he's like, hey, wait,
Oh,
well, I'm about to
you like
segue. I know where you're going because I have to talk about this thing before I go into what the favor is repaid. So he wants it to repay Otakawa. Now we're gonna pause there before we get to what he repaid. We have to segue into one other little incident to build up. Now,
So real fast though, there is something I need to mention about what Shirakawa.
Shirakawa, okay.
So there was a time where she calls Otakawa or
Otakawa.
Otakawa. Sorry.
You're good. You're
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Shirakawa
Yeah,
calls
yeah,
Otakawa.
Otakawa.
She calls him, and so he's speeding to go get her, and he almost runs someone
he
over,
does.
and that
So-
shit will come back later.
So that's what I was gonna
So
say.
that's just gonna be something, too.
He was supposed to hang out with Shirakawa, didn't get the text till late,
Mhm.
and then he ends up because he gets caught up with Dobu at the time in the
That's
car.
right.
He gets caught up
We
with
haven't
Dobu
really
in the
even
car.
got into Dobu.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to
Dobu is
yet.
so really what's going on. Dobu's pissed off because he knows Otakawa, and obviously is being put on the internet that he's in the background of that kid's picture. So
Yes.
he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. People are looking for your dash
So
cam.
he hops into Otakawa's
Um,
cab and kind of threatens Otakawa and tells him he wants his dash cam.
By the way, the reason everybody want his dash cam is because I don't know if we really did
The missing girl.
Yeah, the missing
So
girl.
the missing girl.
Because
The missing
and
high school
everyone,
girl
like
was
there
in
are
his
certain
car.
people who notice, like, hey, Otakawa, we're pretty sure you were the last one.
Yeah,
So we're
she
gonna need
did-
your footage.
The missing girl
And,
did go.
and we didn't discuss
in
that
his
because
car.
that was something that happened early, and it was the 2 cops.
Yep.
Um,
There's little Daimon and big Daimon.
Yeah.
So real
Just to
quick,
kind of
let me
mention that
preface
real
this
fast.
thing.
Sorry.
The reason this is jumping around so much is because this whole story is
This
spread out.
show
It's,
jumps around
it is just
like
all over.
a lot. It's odd.
There's a
it's an
lot
odd
of
taxi.
different storylines going on
at
all
one
in
time,
it.
All at the same time.
that end up linking and then
Yeah.
coming to a segue.
Honestly, yeah, at the very end too. Like it all meshes very well together,
So-
but you're kind of on a roller coaster ride for most of it, not knowing what the hell is going on.
Right. So Daimon and little Daimon, one of the brothers is a dirty cop, the other one is
A slow but good cop.
So how many stories does he end up being the center of?
Oh.
Who, Otakawa?
So let's see.
Is one, wait,
Three.
Eraser?
yeah, because there's the eraser, which is also.
All like I think
Honestly,
there's
every
at least
single
like
one.
8.
Yeah, like I mean,
8, but I
Because
would say
there's
there's
the
3
Shirakawa
main
thing.
and 2 of the main like splice off into other things. Like so,
because he's not
the
a part
idol
of the
hunt-
Badger game thing.
No, but the idols were all part of the Badger games.
but he
in a
was
Badger
a part
game.
of the brothers,
Wait, wait.
the Daimon brothers.
No,
Yeah,
but
Daimon gives him shit early.
Yeah, like he was basically there for every step of that.
Yeah.
It just so
Odokawa's
happens
the- is the
Odokawa is
center.
like
So
this
that's the
taxi
thing.
driver
For
in the
some
middle
reason,
of
like,
this
everyone
chaos.
just kind of.
He's the connection between everybody.
Yeah, like
Everything.
everybody always gravitates to him for some
So
reason.
he's the connection to everybody. He ends up the Daimon brothers. They're two dogs. They're little. One of them is a dirty cop. He's working with Dobu as kind
Yeah.
of like an informant. You know, working on the
Slash
side with him.
police muscle.
Little Daimon doesn't want. He's kind of ignorant.
He's
and
slow.
They also have
nice.
They
They're
oddly
twins.
have a grudge against taxi drivers because a taxi driver killed
You can't
one of their
trust.
parents.
Oh, that's why
Yeah.
you can't trust a
Yep,
taxi driver.
Yep. Taxi
Because
driver killed
taxi
one of his
driver
parents.
kills
By the way,
parents.
Big Daimon and Little Daimon are twins, which is funny because what people call them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So they are twins, and then you get back to the Shirakawa thing. He speeds to the fucking
Yeah,
go meet
he's speeding
Shirakawa,
down these roads.
and then he
He
almost
almost
hits
hits this kid.
So
Yeah.
this kid is
On the verge, dude.
He's a gotcha game player. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like Japanese RPG games. Usually, you're literally just paying for fucking
To collect shit.
to collect fucking JPEG files, fancy JPEG files. That's all it is.
Yep.
Is a little cute picture.
Well, because it's a
sometimes
it's like
anime
it's a
girl.
zoo
Sometimes
thing.
no, this one's a zoo girl
Yeah.
thing, or a zoo. Sorry, not a zoo girl.
But
thing.
in a
It's
sense,
zoo
think of it
thing.
as an NFT.
Yeah.
It's just
Think of it
literally-
as an NFT.
You're
You're
just
spending money
buying-
for an NFT.
Yep.
Correct, for a picture.
For a
Right.
picture,
and that's
a
usually
digital
what
art.
JRPGs are, or not JRPGs, gotcha games
Gotcha
are.
games.
They very much so are getting you just to, spend on tickets so you can roll the dice and get this cool ass avatar.
And it's like a super rare one that he's been aiming for this whole time.
So yeah, this kid has dumped dumb money.
like all of his
Dumb,
money.
like,
okay,
like
so
stealing
all
from his
now
family.
he
dumped all his
and
money.
there's another
Ugh.
prior thing that happens to him. He went to go buy this
What was his
eraser.
name again?
That
Skull
kid's
Head. I call him
name-
Skull Mask because that's pretty much what they call him all
But
the
that's
time.
not something that happens until a little bit later down this thing. So
I didn't.
I don't know. But fuck, oh
Didn't
well,
write his
it's
name
whatever.
down. I'm an idiot. All right.
So I'm gonna call this kid Skull Mask because that's
We'll-
that's
we'll-
what he
That's what they call
becomes.
him. That's what they call
That's
him.
what he becomes. I mean,
so he like as Odokawa drives by and almost hits him, he gets the
The one
Odokawa
dodo.
breaks over.
Yeah, the dodo.
So
He
he
gets
gets
the
the
dodo that
dodo,
he's
which
been
is like
trying
this
for.
thing he's been dying to get, and then his phone falls in a fucking drain
Because
And
he had
he-
to dodge the car.
because he had to jump out of the way of the car.
Yep.
So like literally perfect timing thing. Like right as he's getting the dodo is when Odokawa drives by.
And it sounds like it's insignificant, but it really does just
Like, this
kid
push
pours
this kid over
everything
the
into this-
edge.
So because of how the
Super gamer
and,
addict.
and the prior
fuckers.
thing that happened to him is there was somebody else who played this game with him, and he was supposed to buy this really rare eraser off of him.
for
This was
100,000.
This was back whenever he
For
was in like
100,000
elementary
people.
school.
So when he
Yeah.
went to go buy this eraser, whoever he bought it from just took his money, didn't give him the eraser.
Which we'll actually go into who that
and
was later
screwed
on.
his family because he ends up losing.
Yeah,
a
dude,
lot.
because he
Yeah.
spent like $100,000.
$100,000 on a fucking eraser.
So
Yep, but
long
it's a
term,
really rare
long
Look here,
story
kids.
short,
It ain't worth it. Don't steal
Dude.
your parents' credit cards because they'll find out and you'll
they'll
become
get you.
homeless.
So they end up. This kid breaks, right?
Breaks.
What ends up happening is Odokawa is this kid who he is, who owes it, the kid who won the lottery. Shun takes him out for a free because he doesn't want to take any of the money. Odokawa's like, no, you keep all your money.
You
I don't
won-
need that shit.
Yep, you won the lottery.
a
I have no reason
That's an
for
extra
money.
little background thing. Is Odokawa, and it kind of dabbles in it at this point where his parents are gone. They're
Double check, right?
No, but I might need to put more in before.
they passed away. They don't really get deep into it. It was a car
if
crash.
you ever see this, sponsorship.
So it's a car. They allude to it being like a car crash. You know that his parents are gone. Somebody is paying for his whole fucking life. There is money coming from a foundation that is paying for everything.
So his
he
doctor
doesn't
goes
technically
and finds
need
this out.
anything.
Like his house is set up, paid for him. He doesn't need to work.
The only reason he's a taxi driver is just because he has insomnia. He can't sleep at night.
And he wants to. He actually doesn't. He pays his rent. So he keeps telling the people who own his apartment complex, who have this deal set up for him, to oh, take your money, I don't need it, I give it back to them, I'm gonna pay rent, like it's good.
He's trying to be a functioning
a human, he's trying to be a regular person,
a functioning adult.
So he ends up denying this kid's money, but he does get like a night on the town.
This kid offers him like $100
like
million
a ton of his
too.
money.
He offers him like
dude, I'll give you
$100
some
million.
money.
He's all 10%, $100 million. You gave me the numbers. It's the least I could do.
What he ends up taking from him is a free, like, let's go hang out at the bar. You can come to my club, it's a night on me.
Yep.
So this night on me, having a good time, hanging out with some ladies. The ladies end up drinking. Otokawa does not. And he pretty much is like, I'm working, so I can't really hang out with you. And he's like, I'll pay you what you would make it work to come do this. Like, come just let me take care of you for one night. Goes and does it. Somebody had been looking at Otokawa's house prior that night. He had like his window busted in.
On his taxi.
On his taxi.
On his taxi. And he got his house shot at.
Yep. So he ends up going. This
taxi
kid,
gets
so
busted
now
into,
this extra little, I'm going to jump ahead to something you find out later, but it is pertinent now. That kid who his fucking
Skull
mask, his bird ends up dying.
Yeah.
At some point during this whole life crisis that he's having. And he goes to go bury his bird and luckily stumbles upon at the right time where Dobu buries his pistol.
Yep.
Because they live in Japan, mind you. You can't just be owning a firearm like you don't. Cops do, not you.
Not okay.
So yeah, his is buried in a shoebox in a fucking park.
Because I love it.
But he so happens to stumble upon this thing. So the perfect storm happens. This kid's at the fucking breaking point. He finds out the taxi that did this to him.
Yeah.
And he follows his ass to the club.
With a gun.
Gun. Gets this skull mask on and he goes and tries to shoot up this whole club. It's
Doesn't
not clear.
try.
No, he does.
Doesn't try. He successfully shoots up this entire club.
He doesn't shoot at anybody really. He's just basically scaring everyone out of there, shooting off shots.
I'm trying to find Otokawa.
Yeah, like, hey, I know you're in here.
Right. So that whole thing happens. That kid gets on the news because he's a fucking shooter.
Wouldn't you get on the news if you went into a really popular club and shot it up and then got away?
Yeah.
Pretty sure you're gonna hit headlines.
Correct. So he does. But this kid doesn't give a shit. He's literally just breaking.
No, like he has mentally lost it. He is just trying to kill the taxi driver who's ruined his life.
So now we'll jump to now that we've kind of got to that, I'll jump back to Kakihana.
The monkey.
So now we get back to Kakihana. He is
Otokawa's best friend.
He has gotten himself. Kakihana is like one of those fucking steam monkeys that you see sitting in like the saunas or whatever, right? Or is he supposed to be a Kakihana monkey?
I think he's a Kakihana monkey.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Anywho,
he's got the long floppy.
Yeah. So he ends up.
He gets caught up in the Badger games.
He ends up getting. Well, what he ends up getting is a date with
one of the idol girls.
With one of these idols in Mystery Kiss. She is one of the girls who wears a mask though, so he doesn't know that.
She straight up says in her message to him, "I like how straightforward and kind of plain you are."
Right.
And it's just like, come on, man. Are you really?
So he falls for this shit. Now, Kakihana. That fool literally takes out a loan.
Bro, he takes out like multiple loans.
Like a good chunk of money so he can go take this girl out on dates.
Like a housing loan and pretends he's Mr. Millionaire.
So
he
gets a suit and all that, like
$100K
taking her
on
to
dinner.
these super fancy restaurants.
And he's telling her this bullshit lie about all these employees that he has.
Planes,
and he's just a very high-end rich guy.
Yep.
With no manners. Mind you, they're at these very expensive restaurants and he has no clue.
Yeah, because people are like, hey dude, you don't gotta do that, and he's like, sorry, it's different at every restaurant.
And it's
And it's not like they're just
not.
things that is like shit
Yep.
that he should be doing. So
Kakihama.
he gets caught up in this, thinks he's gonna
Mind
takes
you,
the date. No, and then he
he's
goes
taking
he
loans
goes for
from the
fucking-
idol's boss.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
He's taking loans from the idol's boss. So the idol's boss is giving him a loan for
Now, wait,
500,000.
we haven't even dabbled into that. The idols
well, we're getting there.
are also, and this is a weird thread to tie back into, but the idols are tied in with the Yakuza.
Yep, they're
Just like
complete
Goku
gangsters.
dolls.
Yep, complete
Just like
gangsters.
Goku dolls. I'm
Like,
just kidding.
I
okay.
mean, well, they're a little more held against their will.
no, but isn't
though.
that weird?
Yeah, I feel they're a little
How
more
these,
held
both
against
of these
their
stories
will.
have so much to do with the Yakuza and idols.
I mean,
Right?
we do like Japanese.
I'm just saying. Anywho,
well,
back to it.
Could you imagine what American fucking celebrities do to become famous?
That's crazy. Anywho,
Well.
so these idols, right? You got one of them running Badger games. So what that is I don't know if you don't know what a Badger game is. It's literally where they like get this guy who has a lot of
Kakihama.
money,
Yeah.
and but he's actually supposed to have that money.
Okay, yeah, they're
that's the
supposed
thing,
to
is I
find a
think
mark
He actually does
that
have
has
some money.
that amount of money. Yes.
So he, this dude is so happy with their first date. He's like, I'm getting a ring. I'm asking her to marry me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's in there trying to buy a ring.
You know, try. He
Gets-
buys a ring.
He gets
Yeah.
this
He buys a ring. He
and
takes out
goes-
another loan,
and
but he
goes-
buys a ring.
Goes to meet her, and she's like, "You're here, perfect timing." And he's
Right.
like, "Perfect timing for what?" And then this dude gets dusted out.
He gets bagged.
he gets
like
jumped.
he gets bagged.
He gets a pipe to the head.
He gets a
gets-
bag over the head. He
Yeah.
literally gets bagged
Dunzo.
gangster style.
All right, so
Tied to a fucking metal post.
put a pin in him.
Yeah, he's done for
Put
a
a pin
second.
in him for a second. We'll
Alright,
come back
alright.
to him in a minute.
Bum,
So
bum, bum.
Badger games
Nice
happen
shot.
to this dude, right?
Spider.
I think you.
Now
I know you don't like them.
I don't at all.
you
True
have
friend.
a big
True
rift that happens between the Homo sapiens.
Yeah. That was
Big
whenever.
Well, that's because
well,
okay,
he's
the
leaving it.
giraffe.
He's going around.
The giraffe
Because
is
it's-
getting
because it's-
famous.
because-
The
yeah,
giraffe is
because
getting
there's-
famous,
He
but
also
he's
doesn't
also
really give a
dating the head of the idols.
He's dating Mikaido.
Mikaido.
So basically, I feel like we're gonna end up tying all the items together.
Yeah, it's
Soon.
coming
So
right now.
now
So
we're
there
gonna,
is this
real
mystery
quick, we're
kiss
gonna, Dobu.
idols.
We're gonna jump back to Dobu for a second.
Gangster
and
monkey with morals.
Now, Shirakawa.
With morals.
There was a little bit of a thing that we missed at the beginning. Somebody stealing pills from the
From the
doctor's
gorilla
practice.
doctor. Yep.
And they're not sure who it is. Now you find out it's Shirakawa. She is stealing
Yeah.
pills because she was dating Dobu at one time.
Yeah,
they were
Okay,
they were in
they
a
were a
relationship
thing.
together
They
at
were
the
a
beginning,
thing.
and then when she left, it was
it
just
was
business
like
after
business,
that.
but he owned her.
Because he had
She pretty much
exactly,
did
she-
some.
she
He got
had-
her out of some shit.
Yeah,
right?
it was a money thing.
Yeah, he got her
owed
out
her
of
money,
student-
or she
student
owed him
loans.
money. Yes.
Student loans, and
Because
she
she
took a
pays
loan
off
from
the-
him.
yep.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So, she's helping Dobu sell pills, and he finds out, like, Otakawa finds out about this and gets himself now more invested in, he gets himself more invested in fucking Shirakawa, and now is like,
Oh, he's
takes
like
it
in love
personal.
with Shirakawa.
And he takes it personal what Dobu's done. He's like, look, you've treated her like shit, you're gonna let her go, and like wants to get her out of Dobu's like little ring or whatever he's doing. And he also would like to help with this
I just watched you them.
this so fuck, I lost it. Fuck!
Sorry.
Fuck! Anywho.
Those clowns.
So Dobu,
Welcome to It Wasn't a Phase, ladies and gentlemen.
they end up son of a bitch. Regardless.
Dobu and Otakawa end up coming up with the plan.
So they're gonna
They figure shit out.
so the other dude who's running the Badger games. Now, Dobu is there's two guys. There's two main young guys under the head boss in the Yakuza right now. It's Dobu and Yano.
And Yano.
Yano is the other guy who's
Yano,
running these. Yano.
Yano.
Dreaming. Okay. So you get Yano, and he's a
Rapid porcupine.
He's a rapping Pokemon or porcupine.
English voice
Yeah, he's
for
a
Yano
Pokemon.
died.
Huh?
English voice for Yano died this
Yes,
week.
he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the English voice for Yano, dude. Fucking.
Sorry, I don't know names very well, but I know.
And
He's also
Josuke.
yeah,
Bro,
Josuke.
he was also freaking hold on.
That list was gnarly.
No, dude, where is it? What is
Shield
what's his
Hero.
name?
Sweet.
Hold
What's his
on.
name? All right, one sec. We're not doing this justice. We're being shitheads. The guy. Let me
know.
find out who we're actually talking about, so we're not just like
What's the main too?
defiling his name.
Of Shield Hero. He's the
Yeah.
main, huh?
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
Bro, I don't know why my brain's
I know we're getting off track, but this is kind of like a memorial
By the way,
shout out.
we are also going to talk about Shield Hero eventually too. Just saying. Just saying.
But yeah, sad news. Colon cancer too, man. Cancer sucks. Fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Billy Kometz, that's who it was.
Yep.
Billy Kometz. That's who just passed away recently. Yeah, he did like all kinds of stuff that
A lot of video
most of us have
games,
watched.
a lot of anime. So
most of
Bro,
us
he
have
kinda
was in a
sucks.
lot of anime.
yeah, if you're watching JoJo's or Shield Hero
He's
or
Kamina
Black Clover,
in Gurren Lagann.
yeah,
all
like
kinds of stuff.
Black
Yep.
Clover, there's gonna be some voice changing here pretty soon, and it sucks, man. It
But
sucks.
anywho, back to that
Yes.
Yano. So Dobu,
Rapping poker card.
they have different ways of getting their money. Now Yano is planning on trying to steal this kid's money. The
Yeah.
kid who won the.
Oh yeah, Yano wants to rob the
The kid
billionaire.
who won the.
Should.
What do you call it? Should. Yeah, the kid who won the lottery. Now, Otakawa is Dobu and Otakawa have now decided that they're gonna. Otakawa's kind of doing this on the sly, but he's gonna try.
Otakawa's working with
Yeah,
Dobu. There's no
but-
way
bro,
around it.
but
Otakawa.
he has the
Otakawa's
plans
working
to leave him in the
every-
dust.
Well, yes, he knows. He does know. He has a backup plan.
He
for
has the
everything.
plan to leave him in the dust.
He really
Now,
has a backup plan to make himself seem innocent.
So they're
at the
gonna
end.
try and
Well, I don't know. I
catch
feel
up.
like he's totally down to go down too, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
In a sense, but no, because at the end of the
No,
day,
'cause he
he's
knows
just the
he's still
taxi
just gonna-
driver.
Yeah.
That's why he's voice recording him, and he voice records about the fact that little Diamond or
He was
Big
ready
Diamond's
for it. He
dirty.
was ready to go.
Yeah.
Look, here you
So,
go. I have everything.
In his
Yeah.
workings with
And
with
everybody
Dobu,
wanted that fucking cam footage.
yeah, of what was
Honestly.
on there. So
Yeah. Oh,
and-
by the way, that actually ties back to the idols.
Mystery
Their
Kiss.
manager
Shows
was
up
also
on
yeah.
that
He's
fucking-
looking for that too. He's
Yeah,
looking
their
for
manager
the,
showed up. I'll pay you 250,000.
And then
It
Dobu
was
tells him to be like,
250
ask for more or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because Dobu got it.
Yeah.
my
Tries to get
person
him to-
says
yeah.
900,000.
Yeah, because actually,
Yeah.
Big Diamond gave the footage to Dobu,
Yep.
just to kind of tie that in there. Just
Yep,
yeah.
Dobu.
So the footage is the last known footage of this missing high school girl.
So now we're gonna just
and
tie that
then
in.
you
It's a
find out the
Kiss
mystery.
girl.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
and
a
you find
mystery
out
Kiss
the
girl.
missing high school girl is also the Don's daughter.
Like
so
the-
the head of the Yakuza's daughter is now missing, and she was supposed to get famous through this
Of a
mystery
specific
kiss.
family. Of a
Yes,
specific family
Yeah.
of Yuzuka.
yes.
Yakuza.
And now we're getting to a point where it's about time for some goddamn spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah,
wait.
we're getting
Wait,
closer.
We're,
We're
gonna
really
okay,
getting
So
there.
there is a
We're
big
getting to
spoiler
the
at
point
end.
where we're about to just let it all out.
Yeah, if you don't want to, okay.
Gabu makes sure he just looks like a normal taxi driver.
Just
Yeah,
a
he'd
bystander,
go
you're right.
in his plan though.
Yeah.
In his plan at the end, Dabu makes so Dabu comes up with the plan knowing that who's a porcupine? Sorry,
Yano.
Yano. Knowing that Yano's gonna try and steal the kid who won the $1 billion money.
So they give there's fake money involved.
They literally get bank employees involved. He lets them know there's 900,000 in
Now-
fake, and he gets Otakawa to just be the taxi driver, like you said.
Mhm.
Yep, you're just a bystander. You're just the one loading me up and taking me here
Right.
and taking me there, and all you're doing is transporting me.
So, something else that happens prior to this, we're gonna bring back up that pudgy little hippo.
Oh yeah,
This son of a bitch, I gotta touch on my favorite scene.
He's just so
So
psycho.
after he blows up, he's sleeping with this chick, right?
Bruh.
And he blows up getting Dabu,
No.
and like all these people are just like, yeah, you're gonna fucking get him one day. And he like starts some crazy cult, gets into the mic, you'll get justice. Just
he's like
crazy shit. Yeah.
So he ends up taking it shows this scene where he's, you know, with this girl, and she's talking to him about some negative shit said on the internet.
Yeah.
About how, you know,
You're
about
never
what
gonna
he
get
is,
justice.
about what he
You're a
is. He's
fake.
a
You're
fucking
a
fake.
fraud.
Like, dude,
And he's a bitch.
You're just
And
doing
that
this
he
for
sleeps
follows.
with his fans. She brings
Well,
that up.
she's a fan, and he's got
And
her
he's-
all in
and,
there.
and he says that. She goes, well, and I guess that last one is true because obviously you're sleeping
Yeah.
with me. And like he like snaps.
Loses his
He
shit.
snaps and he's like, oh, you think that this is something I want to do? They made me do this. I am
They
what I
made
am.
me this.
They put me on this pedestal, so I have to be here. And then he's like, you want your fucking, what does he say?
You want your God, you want your justice,
And then
Then
he's
I'll
like,
fine, I'll go get it.
yeah,
guy.
no, he literally goes, you want to see what this is fucking really made me? And he breaks a lamp, like shatters a lamp, and he's like, get the fuck out of here, you bitch! And
yeah,
he's
he
like,
literally
just
just all
this
shook,
fat,
"Get the
just
fuck
this
outta
fat
here."
little hippo in his underwear, like
Crying
always,
in
like,
his
whitey
fuck,
tighties.
but he has that big ass fucking apartment. That
Yeah.
thing was dope.
Yeah,
Like
he
he blew up.
He blew
Like
up enough to
he,
buy himself a house,
Yeah.
all this shit.
like
So,
he went viral.
Long story short, there's another run-in with like Skull Mask. Like he gets it. There's another little.
He shoots Dabu.
Yes.
Are we
No.
not there yet? Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
but no.
But no.
Yes,
but
but no. So
Yeah.
he shoots. Dobu thinks that he gets shot by this Skull Mask kid because they're
Yeah.
being chased, and
Oh,
because
you're right.
Kamasawa finds him, like actually finds Dobu and confronts him.
Oh
and
yeah.
and then they get chased by this fucking
Yep.
by Skull Mask. He freaks out, and Dobu literally catches him, and dude fucking crumbles.
oh yeah.
He turns
like,
into a pussy. It's
like,
I'm
I
so
just
sorry.
I was like,
And he gives everything to Dobu.
And Dobu's like, what the fuck, dude? I thought you were gonna.
yeah.
What the fuck was this about? You
What
said you
happened?
were-
I'll
what happened to
tell
your
everybody
justice?
that you haven't done this. And
he's
he
like,
it
and
crumbles.
Dobu schools him though, and that's where you found out like Dobu's not a piece of shit.
He's not.
Yeah.
Like he has good parts of it.
Yano's a piece of shit.
Yano's a scumbag. He-
Yano is a
He's
piece
the
of shit.
shitty younghead.
So he
But I mean, the boss has a rule.
yeah, so and Dobu will let you know that the whole time that the boss has one rule, but he doesn't really let you know what it is until the end. So regardless, Dobu starts schooling this hippo. Tells him, you know, you gotta, if you want to you gotta find somebody who's gonna give you like good schooling, somebody to look up to, somebody who can teach you
A
how to be
mentor.
a man.
A
Yeah,
mentor.
yeah,
Like
how
you
to-
need to find
how to
somebody
live
who
your
will
life
teach you
and-
how to be a man on the right levels.
So
Yes.
he, after getting that, they kind of split their ways.
No, the
Well-
kid actually cleans it up,
No,
deletes
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of shit,
he-
and then
and
he
he
kind
goes
of
in-
formally apologizes
he-
on his platform to Dabu.
Does a live stream and,
and
says,
says
hey, I'm
it's
done.
only going to be about Mystery Kiss.
No,
and
he says he's done. He's
Oh,
done.
yeah, he was done,
He's
right?
cutting his shit off. He's done. He's turning everything off. Sorry to there's like something that he was promising people that he's no longer going to be able to offer, obviously. But it's
Oh,
this-
because he had the Catch Dabu like cult. This kid had a cult that was subscribed
Lots
to
of shit.
sending him money to catch this fucking gangster monkey.
Yeah.
Like-
so he like can't refund people's money for the newest thing that was supposed to
And
be
he
coming
hopes
up.
they
and
understand.
just kind of like just jumps off. It is like I'm done, right? So you now we're kind of boiling over this.
Mystery Kiss group, and everybody's
There's got
like,
a lot of shit going on.
like-
So what you end up finding out, one of the Mystery Kiss girls was killed.
yeah, the missing girl
Was not
she murdered.
They found her.
It's
She's
done.
dead.
Murdered.
Dead.
Yeah.
They actually
Um,
mention, they throw in little clues here and there about how she's different too. The reason they started wearing the mask is because she had died. And another thing too is
Here.
sorry, I can't hit it one
No,
more
you're
time.
good. So they.
Yeah, like another
Am
thing
I
too
leaving?
was yeah. Oh no, you're
Go
good.
ahead,
Fucking
okay.
slam that guy.
Keep
Yeah.
going. Listen.
Shit, I lost it.
No, what were you were just talking about the.
Oh yeah. I was talking about Mystery
Mystery
Kiss.
Kiss.
Yeah. So I said, what did I say? I totally lost it. Damn it.
Okay. Anyway, Mystery Kiss. Long story short, you
Yeah.
get like hints that this girl has been dead.
Yeah, she's no longer
And
missing.
then one of the girls is been swapped. So what they did is they found a girl.
That's right.
No,
It
the
was
fourth.
The fourth,
The-
who
she
would
was
have been
like
the other Mystery
fourth
Kiss girl.
place.
But she looked so
Very
identical.
similar
They
to
gave
her.
her the same name.
They just made
But
them put
that's
on
right,
masks.
it's
That's
just
why
and
she-
they
Yeah,
she
and
like
then
body
the people,
doubled her.
the only people that kind of noticed were ones from before. Whenever they're like, her dancing isn't as good as it used to be. Like she's getting sloppier.
There's
and
little
stuff like
things.
that.
Like her true fans. Like
Yep.
U6 would be like, oh, Justin's not Justin anymore. Sorry, we was Justin, but it'd be very hard to re-imitate this. I might
don't
be
know.
able to find a bearded.
We can get some crayons.
we can. All right. Well, the talent is there.
Masks. Yeah, the
Ooh.
masks. So they wear the masks. But realistically, the big thing is one of these girls has been swapped.
And you find out that Mystery Kiss is pretty much working with the Yakuza.
They're
Yeah.
run by the Yakuza, funded by the Yakuza.
That's where all the money comes from for them to become famous.
That's what that's now who is like their managers is in the Yakuza.
Yeah.
So one of the girls has been swapped out. They don't. That's more of why everybody's been looking into this is because the missing girl is dead.
Yes. And it's also Yakuza boss's daughter, so there's a lot of pressure to get
there's
answers
moving parts.
for where this girl's at.
Moving
Which-
parts.
Now,
Something
I
that's
really
kind of
think
funny
we're
is you
at
do
this
end up
point.
seeing a Yakuza boss
everything.
pretty often in the
pretty
show.
quick here. Okay,
Like, 'cause
so
we are
right
honestly
here,
on episode
Just saying,
7 in my
guys.
brain.
right here. Well, there's 13 episodes.
But like, no, everything's downhill from here. We finished the build-up. Like we're at a point.
Just saying though, you
where
do
you-
also see the Yakuza boss a good couple of times. throughout
So
the
what
show,
else?
'cause he
What
runs
else?
into
Is there
Shirakawa.
anything else we're missing before
Or
the
not
climax
Shirakawa,
starts going down?
Odokawa.
I mean, recap. We've got Odokawa working with Dabu to stop Yuno from
Robbing
the kid for the $1 billion.
And he's kind of trying to undermine Dobu and under his own, like, toss him under the bus. Like, he's trying to get Dobu also.
Well, he's trying to get. Yano's trying to get.
No, Odokawa. Odokawa's.
Oh
got
yeah,
got
Odokawa
that
has
main-
this hidden layer of like,
like, I'm a
trying to
fucking-
get
I'm getting
everybody
everybody
caught.
caught up.
Like the whole circle is gonna be effed based off of what I just
Now
did.
we got Monkey, who is
right now.
no
yeah,
his the
Kaki-
gorilla.
well,
No, the gorilla has been researching into
the gorilla's
Odokawa.
digging into Odokawa. Like
It's packed. This is the last thing we will talk about. The gorilla and what he figures out is the very last thing we will talk about.
Basically, how about we just tie up all the stories?
No, I'm about to.
That's
No,
what's
but
gonna
that is
happen
the
right now.
very last thing we're gonna. So you just have to know this gorilla has been digging into Odokawa's plot and his past, and the reason that he sees him as a patient.
Yeah,
That's the whole
yeah.
thing. He is digging into his back files, trying to figure out.
He's really doing what a psychiatrist should do.
So he's doing a good psychiatrist job. Now I'm leaving it at that because that is the very last thing we will talk about. Anyway,
Okay, now this is the thing. Spoiler alert.
From here on out.
Spoiler alert.
This is the end. From here on out, if you
Everything
don't-
ties in now. Everything is going to be what brings it in, what makes it odd, what makes it crazy, what makes it great. If you don't want to fucking know, you're an adult, turn it off now. If you want to know, you've
Here we-
already watched it. This
here we
is what
go.
we think. Here we go.
Thanks for the 6 of you who stayed this long.
Yep.
Anywho, we get to this
Now.
climax point.
Kakimura.
Kakihana, or Kakihana.
Kakihana is kind of what starts tying it all in.
Yes, because he
Basically,
is
is
locked
caught up.
He gets caught up in there. He gets his ass kicked.
and he's
Only
now
to
they
find
find
out
out
And
that
he
he
he's in
doesn't have
love
a
with
rope.
he's in love with one of the Mystery Kiss girls.
Yes,
She's the one running the Badger game. She got him caught up.
Well,
he
she's
went
not running
propo-
it. She's just in it because
And
she
this
has
is
to
not
be.
the
She has to
girl
make more money
who
for
is
that.
the swapped girl. It's the other one.
She's
the other girl with the
she
mask.
was one of the originals.
And one of the other girl with the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she, they pretty much find out he doesn't actually have the money, that their money, that he paid
Oh yeah.
them
You are
with
correct.
their money. Like, because the loan was coming from their boss,
He did
Yeah.
flip
he
that
paid
back.
them with their money. So that's why they're extra pissed.
Yeah.
And so Yano and his fucking, meaty
Polar
boys
bear.
start beating the fuck out of him. Like,
And
they got
I
him
mean,
tied
it's a
up.
polar bear and a
Um,
porcupine whooping the fuck out of this mother.
So
Bro, they're
they
bringing
go
it.
get this other kid, the kid who Odokawa lets him know that these mob bosses are gonna come pick him up. That the kid who won the money, he lets him know, hey, hey, they're gonna come get you, but I have this plan.
They do kidnap the billionaire kid too.
So they go get him,
Yeah, bro.
and they kidnap this motherfucker, and they are like, all right, cool, we're gonna go get this money, and you're gonna give it to
like
us,
a friend,
and that's how this is gonna go.
This is how you survive.
So they end up getting moving. They're doing this whole thing. Everybody's plan starts moving.
Dabu is anticipating they are going to kidnap this kid, mind you. So he does set up the bank, and
There's
the
fake
bank
money. There's
has
only one
fake
case
money,
of real money. The rest of it's all
and
fake.
2 of the tellers are in on it, and they're going to get 100,000 to split a piece. So Dabu has a plan to steal this $1 billion and not give it to the kid, and give Otakawa a piece, and move on with his life kind of gig, and screw over Yano at the same time.
Oh yeah.
That being said, Otakawa has his plan, which is ultimately to squash it all and get everybody caught up, and the money goes where it was supposed to go originally, and at the end of the day, happy story kind of gig.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, long story short, you get these guys all, it all comes to a headway. Otakawa is trying to get his friend out. Otakawa is trying to get everybody caught up. They get the kid his money.
He also
do.
Gets, he also gets Dobu to drop
The thing with Shirakawa.
the debt
He
with
does?
Shirakawa.
Yep.
So,
And then I'm pretty sure the kid actually ends up. No, not yet, huh? Nope, not yet.
not yet. So, long story short, they foil these other
They end up
dudes.
stealing the $1 billion.
They steal the $1 billion.
They steal the $1
and
billion from Yano,
so-
and their plan works out. It
what
almost
ends up
doesn't,
happening
but it
at
does.
the very end,
Yeah.
you get Otakawa in a high-speed chase. He ends up getting
With the cops.
He ends up getting caught. Well, with the cops and with
With
Yano,
Yano.
and
And
his
the
polar bear.
Yeah.
So they're all getting on this high-speed chase. Otakawa's getting tricked out because he's getting shot at, all kinds of other shit. And he's driving. And as this is happening, the gorilla is now going to explain everything. So, when Otakawa was a child, he
his parents.
so,
they-
well, real quick, to finish the scene, he drives off
off
of
the
a pier.
cliff
Off of a
into
bridge.
into the lake.
Yeah, he
Well,
drives off
of
of a bridge into a lake. Like it was the bridge wasn't finished being built, and he just drives off this bitch. Everybody else stops.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now
Now
is where it
flashback.
starts to explain
Everything
his
unravels
entire
everything.
past. So
Now, Mystery Kiss. Let's stop there for that.
Okay, what?
Mystery Kiss. You are now finding out that the lead singer found.
Wait.
No, because we're there.
Well, because you said you wanted that other thing to be the last
I
thing.
guess
of
you're
the
right.
Yeah,
Go
episode.
ahead.
we're
Okay,
there.
so Mystery
We're there.
Kiss-
So Mystery Kiss, what ties this all into, and the missing girl is the lead singer, main chick, Nakaido, finds this the third original,
The girl
and
that
finds
went
her
missing.
dead,
The
like
girl that
in
went
the
missing.
studio, murked out, dead.
She was just
And
dead.
instead of reporting it, they end up hiding the body because they don't want the bad publicity, and they end up calling Yano. And Yano, obviously mob boss, you can't say anything.
Yep.
Sikaguchi. Okay.
Is the polar bear? Yeah.
So Sikaguchi is the polar bear that works for Yano. Yano's the porcupine, he's the mob boss, and he tells them, okay, we're gonna chop off this body, and we're literally gonna dump it in the lake. And you're never to speak of it again.
Yep.
And so, the leader of Mystery Kiss, he's a fox, yeah?
Or
That's
like
a
a, it
badger?
kind of looks like a.
No, he's like a giant fox.
He looks
He's like
like
a
he
big
looks like
fox.
a no. To me, he looks like a Shiina Ibu dog.
Okay. Either
That's
way,
what he looks like to
you
me,
can
but
judge it for what
Whatever.
you think
He's a
he
dog,
looks
dog
like.
Man. Dog man.
Dog man, dog fox man.
So that's why they end up getting
He
it tied with.
ties in with, because now
They
their
owe-
agreement was 50% of all of what Mystery Kiss makes and their future royalties is, and they'll keep it hush hush, and they
Yeah.
replace the third original with the fourth. We call her the runner up, and they gave her a mask.
Yep.
So now, here's
You
the
can-
kicker about the whole thing about that.
The
So
whole
you find
kit
out
and
at the
caboodle.
very end that the girl, the person who killed
The runner up?
Yuki.
the person who killed Yuki originally.
No,
was,
Yuki's the killer.
Yuki is.
Oh, she's the killer. Yeah, Yuki
Yeah.
me too.
Well, that's
so
it.
she killed the fucking original mystery kiss girl
And
so
just
she could
left her
just
there,
take her
dude.
place.
And left her, like,
No,
murked her
straight just
out, like,
fucking
stabbed her a
left her
bunch of
like-
No, didn't
times.
stab her. She
No,
choked her.
she choked her, yeah.
Chokes her
Oh,
out,
chokes her?
snaps her fucking neck, dude.
And just
they
leaves her
even do
there.
a
Yep.
good scene where they show this bitch.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
it is just.
So okay, she's the killer. That's the whole end of that. Now,
And that's how
let's-
she wants to become famous
There
because
is-
she's poor and comes from nothing.
But also, the end of, like, basically another story for Shirakawa, like, she ends up giving up the fucking.
The
The eraser, because we didn't cover that. We didn't cover the like.
Oh,
how,
so
like, all of Skullman's.
So long story short, the eraser that I did talk about it that he got this eraser.
yeah,
taken
he
from
bid
him.
100,000 for this
Yeah,
eraser.
that eraser that I talked
and
about.
he never got the eraser.
Basically, he cornered like Otakawa and then like
With
stabbed
the
it
gun.
on him, right?
So
and
he
found
yeah,
the eraser
they
on him.
end up finding out that Dobu was the original person
To fuck
who-
over this kid.
to fuck over
Yep.
this kid. He's the one.
He's
who
the whole reason
didn't
this
give
kid's
him
life
the
went to
eraser.
shit. In this kid's
Yep.
opinion, he is the whole reason why
Yeah.
this kid's life went
So
to
he
shit.
ends up catching up with Otakawa and only wants an apology from Otakawa.
Mhm.
But then when this eraser comes out,
Oh,
because
he snapped.
because now Shirakawa had the eraser, gave it to Otakawa, just kind of got passed around. And so once it comes out that like they start talking about this, Dobu gets shot. Like,
Dobu gets shot right in the gut.
The kid is like, "Fuck this! You deserve this." Gets shot in the gut. Now you find out.
Once he shoots him, though, he breaks and just takes off.
You
Dips.
you find out at the end after the twist that it wasn't the masked kid who shot him. It was little Daimon. That's why
Yeah.
his
Oh, that's
counts
right.
were off. That's why
Yeah.
when he was counting off like
And that's
how
why
many
we
bullets
stopped
the dude
seeing
had
him for a little
left.
bit because he got suspended for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, am I at the point now?
We're
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the end. I don't give a shit. If you don't like it, my bad. So, Otakawa,
It is off a cliff or off a bridge into the lake.
he has his. So this
Flashback
is what
to
we find out from
Otakawa's childhood.
Goroki, which is his doctor. So, what it is, his mom and his dad used to.
Extremely abusive
They,
relationship.
they didn't pay attention to him at all. They were
Dad
very
was an
much
alcoholic,
dad-
cheating on the mom all the
Mhm.
time.
And
Mhm.
mom was just like
Taking it out on Otakawa.
Yeah, taking it
Yeah.
out on Otakawa. So he, they're pretty much what happens to him
Well,
at the end. He drives himself
His-
off.
well, his dad would take him to the
Oh, so,
to
right.
the zoo, and he always felt like he was most comfortable about
With
animals.
animals.
He couldn't talk
Yep.
to people. People scared him. He could only talk to animals, and he was more comfortable with animals. And he'd always get dropped off to the zoo while his dad was off cheating on his mom.
So what he had? Okay, so here we go. Otakawa, nobody's fucking animals.
Yeah.
That is how Otakawa sees everybody.
That's just how he
Because
perceives
Mom
everything.
loses her shit, puts him in the back seat of their car. Dad passed out drunk in the passenger seat and drives off of a bridge into a lake. And he
so
survives
pretty much
the accident.
does the same thing he does at the end.
Yeah.
But his
And-
mom did that.
And he survives the accident, but when he wakes up, he sees everybody as animals.
Because it's his new coping mechanism. That's how he's able to talk to people. That's how he's able to. He has this dysmorphia thing where
Which is
he
funny because
sees everybody.
Through
it's
the whole
also kind of
show-
how he can always recognize someone who he's already seen before.
And they
Yes.
hint at that through the whole show is
Yep.
how he has this miraculous power of being able to know who somebody is by
By their
only
soul.
seeing them one time.
and
Yep.
he because he like makes a connection with people's souls.
Well,
instead
and he
of-
said no because School Mask he couldn't put out because he couldn't see the face.
That's
He
right.
said once I can see their face, I don't need it anymore. I can find them in a crowd.
Yep.
Right.
It
right.
doesn't matter.
It's
and
like
it
a
only
connection
works
that
like
he has with
so
people.
his doc even tries to like get him to do it with numbers and stuff, but it doesn't work.
Right.
And that he even like that's weird. This is supposed to work if you're this kind of diagnosis, but he wasn't. And then you find out he sees people as animals. Like it's
So the-
fucking
the whole
insane.
ent-
The whole show.
Yeah.
So the whole
Ugh.
thing is this. Yeah. It ends up. You start catching it on a second watch. It's crazy because then you're like,
You-
oh, the
you
Bruce.
start noticing
they
all
they
of the
name
all the
famous
hints.
people. They name
Yeah.
famous people that obvious, and you're like,
Yeah.
what animal is Bruce
Bruce
Springsteen?
Yeah.
Springsteen.
Like-
I'm sorry, I still love that scene when it's subbed instead of dubbed because
Yeah.
it's Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And they say it about 8-9 times, and it's so
and-
great.
and
And,
then
they
you
even
get
say,
Janis
you just want
Joplin,
to say
you get
Bruce Springsteen.
A couple of other.
Right, they give you a good couple examples.
There's a couple of examples, and you notice nobody else in the show at all references animals
Oh,
except
no,
for him.
yeah, animals are not referenced.
Not once.
So, coming back to what's in the closet.
Oh yeah. So here's
You
the big
think
thing.
it's the mystery girl? Honestly, the whole time I thought it was a missing girl. I
Well,
thought it
a
was.
lot of people did not.
Not
I wouldn't say
everybody.
I
everybody.
wouldn't say
what
no.
ends up
I
happening-
said me. I
know,
thought.
I know,
I honestly
I
thought she
almost
was
said
like
everybody.
you said, hiding there, and he was cool, being like, "You can stay here because I understand, but you can leave whenever. I don't want to get wrapped up in the I'm kidnapping you
Yep.
bullshit."
Right,
like,
right.
but
Bro,
if
and
you
he
feel
was-
safe here, cool.
Mm.
Oh
He was
man,
just
when
so
he walks
scared
into
to
his
open
room
that door,
and he's all
he was
like,
just like,
So that's the
please
thing.
don't be a girl.
That's the best part.
Please just
in
he
my
wakes
opinion.
up from his accident and
But
everybody.
he has human forms. Yeah. All the
Here's a
people.
question: did he see the cat in the closet as a human when he was still dead? See,
See,
and that
that's
was
why
my
I
thing.
think that's what he
Like,
wasn't sure about. Is he didn't
So-
know if it really was an
I honestly
animal.
don't know
No.
if he knew
person.
what the fuck it
here,
was.
I got you. I got you. I think this is what happened. Long story short,
That's why he was taught. But then again, she
I
never
think
answered back.
no.
So
he sees it as, I think he saw it as an animal. Maybe not an anthropomorphized animal, like standing on two legs. But I think he was like, oh, it's an animal like everybody else.
no,
is.
no. Because like everybody, every other animal in the show, there's nothing else referenced to another animal besides the fucking
No, but
cat.
he doesn't.
So maybe it's weird because the cat is like, it doesn't talk. It does, but
No, but I'm
everything
saying
else
what
is an
he
animal.
saw it as.
But-
I don't think he saw it as a human.
I don't think he saw it.
But
I think he saw it as like a cat, but like he was weirded out because
Everybody
it
else
doesn't
is
talk,
cats.
and everybody
Right.
else who's a cat is a fucking humanized
So
cat.
he
It
was
just
not
breaks
sure.
down to he wasn't sure. That's all we're
That's
saying.
really what it is. And-
Others didn't hear it. It was all. But I don't think it was in his head either. I think
No, he was.
honestly,
They
like,
just heard him talking to something.
to something. Yeah, and I think
And
he
so he
honestly
comes
was
back and
scared
it's
that he
just,
was holding something captive.
Yeah.
To be honest, because
Yeah, he
since
wasn't
he's seeing,
sure.
yeah, like he's
He, like,
holding a
shows up
cat,
and he's like, "Fuck,
and
is there
like
a
that's
person
a
in my
person.
closet?"
To
Yeah.
him, animals are a
Once-
person.
once
so
he,
like,
comes out of
I
his-
wouldn't say he's seen a human. I'd say it'd be like an infant child that
or
couldn't
something.
talk.
Yeah. So
like
I think
some
that's
sort
his
of a-
worry. Is he shows up home and he's like, "Fuck, dude,
What
is
are
there
you
not-
in
what
my
am I gonna
closet?"
find in the closet?
And I just found out I had the last missing girl with me, and I drop her off at this goddamn studio, and now the cops are after me. This guy's after me. This guy's
So,
after me.
the big thing at the end, and I don't want a season 2. I'll say that
No,
right now.
it
I don't
doesn't
want a
need a
season
No, it
2.
doesn't need a season 2.
So what you end up getting is you find out at the end that this girl killed the other girl.
Yeah, you find out
At the
that
very
Yuki
end.
kills the other girl.
So-
The main girl, the Nikaido, has been eating it the whole time, and now she finally is just kind of like, they all get caught up. Everybody does. They all get arrested
Except for her.
Yeah.
Except
yeah,
for
Yuki
her.
is the only one who
They
gets
get-
off
no,
scot-free
she gets
because
off scot-free.
Because
they
no,
tried
they
to cover
did
it up, so they were like, it was you.
It was you two. And then no, because the one girl gets to go and hang
No,
out
they
with
get in trouble.
Kakimura.
They get in trouble
Doesn't
for
she
that.
meet up with Kakimura at the end too?
No.
The other idol?
I don't know, but they get in trouble for the Badger games. That's what they get in trouble for. Honestly, nobody gets caught for the murder.
Well, yeah, but
She gets
Yeah.
away
they
scot-free.
found the body, and I'm pretty sure they knew that it was
They
them.
do
right?
find the body.
No,
yeah.
but the girls let it go. They don't know where it came from. She never found out who actually killed it. The other
Well,
girls
yeah,
don't.
Yeah, but
we
they
know.
but Yano and the polar bear get caught up for
Oh, for the murder.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
disposing of the body.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they get.
So they get
don't
that,
know,
and
they
then-
don't know who murdered. Like but they're still involved with it.
And even Odokawa cuts a deal with the Mystery Kiss boss and goes, "Yo, plead that they forced
So
you
what
to
they
do it
end up
all so
finding-
that Mystery Kiss can keep going on." But he doesn't realize that the third member has been murdered.
Right. So what
And-
they end up finding is that like everybody's involved in her murder.
Yeah.
They don't know who actually did it. I think the girl pretty much pleads like, "I found her body,"
Yeah.
and then we panicked and this is what we did.
Yeah.
And like pretty much.
But it
tells
all
them,
ties
but nobody
in.
Finds
But
out
nobody
that Yuki
knows that Yuki's the actual killer.
Yeah.
You find out Yuki's the killer at the very end, and at the very end,
It's a
you
nice
get
shock.
you get Odokawa.
in his taxi.
Yep.
Everybody-
He's
you get a
trying
good-
to meet
you
up
get a-
with Shirokawa
And
too,
you get a
right?
good
Yep.
shot with everybody. Everybody pretty much.
It gives you a good ending. Kakimura like gives up on trying to find a female and actually starts working on himself.
Yep.
He meets the mob boss and he thanks the mob boss because you find out the mob boss
Is
is
the one who's
actually
been
the one
paying.
funding all these orphan kids' like home programs.
Yep, he is the foundation.
He takes the money that the gangsters give him and actually gives it to the orphans and where he thinks
Yep.
it needs to go.
So and Odokawa, they end up talking about that, Like he sits down with him at the bathhouse.
And all the
kinda
orphans get
explains
this
it.
little coin for graduating and becoming 18. And then you realize a lot of the characters all have this same coin where they were all orphans. It's got a lot to tie into it, a lot about mental health, a lot about accepting odd people too, and how circumstances could be extremely what you don't think.
Well, and if you really think about it, for him being the most fucked up person in the show, he's the most normal.
He is
Like,
well
as
because
a dude,
everybody
he's
else is
the
like,
most normal dude.
and he thinks about it completely the right way, so that he really is just the taxi driver.
Yeah.
He refuses money. He doesn't take anything for
he
gain.
wants to have a
He
normal
legit,
life.
yeah, he legit just wants to have a normal life. He ends
And
up
pay back
getting
the
with
people who have done him
Shirakawa,
nice
and
things.
yeah, it's kind of crazy how.
So the other thing is,
like-
Kapawara saves fucking lives, bro. She's
Oh
the
yeah,
one who
she
breaks
fucking.
him out of the
He
car when
about
drunk.
gets
Dude, she
fucking
fucking
killed
tears
by
shit
the
up.
leader of
No,
or the
once
boss.
he
getting-
drives off.
Well, no. Also, the time when the boss from Mystery Kiss fucking gets him in the
Yeah, she
taxi,
beats
Oh, I
and
forgot
she
about that. She
throws
kicks
the
the fuck
rocks
out
and
of
she
him.
kick break, and that's when they get to make their deal.
yeah.
But yeah, no, Kapawara saves him when he's
At the end,
drowning. She
too.
saves his
Yeah.
ass while he's drowning.
Because once he's
That
stuck in the
woman
car,
loves him, by the way.
Dude, she is for like
for
straight
sure
up.
down.
She's
For sure down
dedicated.
for Otakawa.
It's
All right,
a
guys,
conscience.
what would you call? What would you say? Good fucking. What would you rate it?
Bro.
I'm gonna be dead serious right now. 9 out of 10 for me.
8-5.
It's almost perfect.
8-5.
It's almost perfect. It's really
8-5.
good. It's a really good story.
The ending
and
kind of
realistically, check
irritated
me out
me.
here.
I'm not a fan of cliffhanger endings. I'll let you know now. Give
We're
me an
gonna-
ending and don't leave it the way it did.
Oh, so wait, that we didn't even say that. She gets
well,
in his
she
fucking
gets like
taxi at the end.
scot-free. He has no clue she's the one that fucking murdered the other mystery kiss.
She knows.
And she's on the phone with her mom being like, yeah,
I
I'm
did
going to
that.
be famous. I think I'm going to get rid of 2 more so I can just be the lead of this group. And then, I just got to get rid of a few loose ends. And she's hopping into Otakawa's taxi while saying she's just got to get rid of a few loose ends.
She brings him up. She brings up the taxi driver.
Yeah.
She's like, gonna find that taxi driver, and then gets in his taxi.
Yeah.
So it leads you to
And
think.
it literally leaves you with her jumping in the back seat and him saying where to, and that's it.
So it kind of is ambiguous if she kills Otakawa, or maybe Otakawa.
Otakawa's an idiot.
No, maybe he maybe he
I feel
figured
like
it
he would have
out.
recognized her.
He would have recognized her because of the faces.
Not anymore.
No, I think it's
no,
still
it's
might
still
be.
no way.
No,
There-
no
he-
way, because he was seeing people like normal at the end.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
but
doesn't
you
matter.
gotta
You
He
got to
probably
see
still-
all the characters
Well, it
as
doesn't mean you
people at
can't
the end.
still
Complete
probably-
mind fuck, by the way. It was a great time.
He could probably still see.
That's great even on the second watch.
Oh
through.
yeah, dude. That's honestly such a good time to see everybody's like
Human forms. Even Homo sapien, you see why he
Yep.
sees them that way. Like, you see why he sees people, the animals, he sees them as.
Yeah.
And it's super interesting.
And it makes sense why, like, being told, hey, you look like a gorilla.
It is
Yeah.
a keychain with the bird coming out of the cage, I think, right?
What?
The keychain was the bird coming out of the cage that he got
Huh?
from being 18.
Mhm.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. So
Alright.
fucking 9 out of 10, dude. I really
Yeah.
loved it. I thought it was great. Just
8.5 for me.
I would say probably 9. I would.
Nine.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
So we'll say
Uh,
like an 8.8 then.
One of my favorite animes that came
8.9.
out this year,
Sorry, I
or in
fucked
the
it
in the
up.
most
No, you're
in
great.
recent times.
It was cool
Because I think
because
it was last year, right?
I'm not super
20
huge into
2021.
slice of life, and it's making me really want to jump into more animes that aren't so
Well, and it's
shonen
different, like-
or isekai or seinen. Really, like
Yeah,
I
which
I
have
will
my
always have a lot of
categories.
recommendations. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
there's
Hey.
a lot of
so
speaking on
pump
that,
for next
actually.
week.
Yeah, so let's give you a quick. Now that we're kind of done with Odd Taxi, if you're done with Odd Taxi, this is where we'll cut that. Thank you guys for showing up and
Yeah,
listening.
dude.
大流に寄り添って